Happy Friday, everybody. It's FloppingGroper. I'm here doing just a live Market Cipher Q&A. So I'll let you guys pour in. Set your clocks for 5 minutes. I'm going to do some posts and share the stream as you guys pour in here. And we're going to make it a good one here. We're going to hopefully learn some new things. And thank God it's Friday. Yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good weekend. Hopefully you guys make it a good weekend. Just give me a couple minutes and we'll get everything started. What's good? What's good? Good to see you guys already pouring in. But give me 5 minutes, guys. I'll be right back.
Smoke, smoke, smoke. Damn, son, this must be a DJ Smokey exclusive.
Are you going to stay alive or are you going to die?
Protect DJ Smokey at all costs.
Alrighty. How's everyone doing? We're suited up today. Gonna keep it professional. Since it's Friday, we got the weekend. Man, I'm gonna go out with a bang this week. I just went to my gym and I was training with my trainer Larry. We were doing some boxing. I did my 100 push-ups. Got the whole family in here tonight, man. We got Alex Crypto, man. Good to see you, Alex. Much love. God bless, man. Crypto Coons, thanks for holding it down with the wrench. Got my older brother, Crypto Guy on the internet. Thanks for popping in, man. I loved, so he just posted an insider trading video that's really cool. He has a cool website that he found that helps you like find the stock picks that our Congress people and senators and shit use to enter their trades. So you pair that with like a market cipher wave and you got these banger trades, man. It's like the ultimate stock pick website. OG Blockchain, man. I love the new channel, man. You're gonna be popping off soon, man. I'm super hyped to watch your growth. Gazgano, good to have you in. Thanks for holding it down. And all you guys, much love. So this stream is a Q&A since, you know, Bitcoin, nothing going on with Bitcoin is too exciting other than just the fact that the red turned back down. If, you know, just from my own TA that I do with my VWAPs, we did lose that poop line there. Potentially coming down to the year to date, we just got that daily reset. Let's check the daily candle. How was it? So it looks like we had an engulfing candle, a green engulfing, but then that just got engulfed. So this is gnarly. So now, you know, this looks like pretty bearish until further notice. But we're gonna keep this stream strictly to market cipher, and yeah, we're gonna keep it unidimensional, nice and unidimensional. So let's get right into it, man. Let's I'm ready to answer your guys' questions in regards to MC. I know you guys are all probably a bunch of pros who already know how to use MC, but check it out. I got my MC mug here, so I'm a fashionista, man. I got my suit on, I'm suited up, got my MC mug, and I'm ready to answer some questions. I'm ready to take the abuse. Are you, sir, ready to take the abuse? Alex Crypto says, my question for you, homie, how do you keep balance in your life? I've been so swamped. You know, the honest truth, Alex Crypto, is that this is an illusion. This is an illusion. I definitely am in the midst of a swamp. You know, I take care of a whole house myself. And I got some things that I definitely have been slacking on. But, like, I definitely don't have as many responsibilities as most people. I'm a single guy. I don't have any pets. I don't have any girlfriends or any women that I'm talking to. I don't have anyone breathing down my neck for money. I'm not lying to anybody. I'm not cheating on anybody. I don't have any obligations other than the obligations I put on myself, which is I got to do 100 push-ups a day until Bitcoin hits 100K, and I got to make NickCipher look good. So that's pretty much my life, man. I'm just blessed to have an open schedule and not have a boss. Technically, CryptoFace is my boss, but he's the chillest boss ever, man. I love my brother. I love working for the family business, and I just want to do good by him, man. I want to work hard and keep getting better, and you know, just generating value for you guys. So yeah, Alexo Crypto, it's definitely, you know, I got things that I gotta catch up on too, man, just like everybody, but you gotta keep things simple, man. You know, you got your mission. You know, it was tough making like custom high quality like short content and putting out videos and doing all these things, but by reducing the short content down to like one little shtick, that makes the whole short thing a lot easier. And then I just come on and do live, so like I don't have to record videos. I just come on live and handle things as things are going down. You know, you don't have to do a video every day. You don't have to do these like super complex shorts. Finding a way to simplify the content creation is really important, man. That helps you focus on what really matters. Turbo Daddy, what's up, man? Good to see you in the chat, bro. TRD Farmer says still figuring it out, but I think I've turned... I don't really know what you said, bro. You had like a typo, but you said some stuff's looking a lot more clear to you on the scalping side. Hopefully that's, you know, from what we've been going over, man. I think me and CryptoFace have both pretty much been in like scalp analysis mode, where we're both kind of in agreement that like big swing trades aren't really what's happening right now with the crypto space. Like you definitely just got to come in, take your money and get out, because there are some mixed signals, right? There's big time frames like the monthly that look sketchy, you know, and so like when the big time frames don't really have your back, but you're in an overall macro uptrend, you know, the cards are stacking kind of on both sides. You've got even odds for longs and shorts. So you just want to get in, get your money, get out. And I think that's why your scalps have been doing better, Mr. Farmer, because it's scalping season, man. It's wabbit season. You're out here like Elmer Fudd. It's just wabbit season, man. Happy Friday, Peanut. Good to see you in the chat. And I'm hyped to be here. Hyped that it's Friday. I'm so hyped for the weekend. OG Blockchain says, what time frames do I like to trade on the most? I think that the small time frames are where it's at, man. You know, you have, obviously you look at all time frames, right? You're like the eagle, bro. You're like, you soar over the environment. And you're like, what is the environment? And am I in a desert? Am I in a forest? What's the biome, right? And so you want to look, no matter whether it's a swing or a scalp trade, OG, you got to look, you got to start from the top and work your way down. So you look at the macro. Oh, okay, not much really things have my back for a long. It's a pretty bearish macro, not going to lie. And so you go into the middle time frames. This is your planning time frame. This is where the eagle begins to descend upon and look for some prey. And you even isolate your prey at this point. You're looking for a beaver or an Alexo Crypto otter or something, a medium-sized animal that you could swoop down on and go in for the kill, right? And that's going to be, you know, like your 8 hour all the way down to like the 1 hour. I like to use the 65 minute, which is like a stock trader time frame. But yeah, you want to try and find an Alexo Crypto out there to try and take his money. And you know, you want a medium-sized, warm-blooded animal, some sort of trade setup that you're looking for on the medium time frames. But obviously you got to execute, right? So my favorite execution time frames, just anything under the 15-minute, man. Some people go into the second charts. It actually will depend where we're at in the consolidation, you know, like It'll start off, you could even use the 1 hour chart as an execution time frame. But as things get more and more consolidatory, you may have to go into the 15-minute to start to see the anchor trigger setups. Like look on this 15-minute here. This was a really great anchor trigger setup right here, where you see the price going up higher and the waves coming down. And so this was an example of the 15-minute chart being great for anchor trigger. It's probably going to give you an anchor trigger to the upside when this is done undulating down here and you get like a trigger wave down here. So 15 minutes usually really good. When it's a fresh consolidation though, like a fresh macro triangle, sometimes you see the anchor triggers on like the 30-minute. Like on this 30-minute, you can see maybe a bigger bearish anchor trigger is forming on this 30-minute here. Alex Crypto says the 3, 8, 12 is fire. Those definitely are some good time frames. Yeah, man, you just want to back test, and it honestly depends. Like, you don't want to lock yourself in to specific time frames, in my opinion, because as the different assets may do better with different time frames, and the same asset on a different day may give you better setups on it. So I just like to start big and then scope out a play and then just pick a time frame, just pick one and execute. A lot of questions here. Let me scroll up a bit here. BG says 3-month bear div will play out to support. Okay, let's take a look at BTC on the 3-month here. We're looking big. This is big time frame, man. This is some whale shit, man. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you see, honestly, it's a little too late to tell, but we're not in that runaway train plus 60 status, so it does make sense that, we would run into some issues before we get there. I think this is a little too late to tell, bro, just because this isn't pinched over yet. But you do have the yellow oscillator. If this 3-month, if the quarter closes like this, it's not the best, because you got the yellow oscillator aiming down, and the blue wave just isn't very high up, not looking very strong. But we're pretty far away from the end of the quarter, bro. So looking at the 3-month is a little bit not really like relevant yet. It'll begin to be relevant, soon enough. But this isn't a very relevant time frame to look at right now. Like, even looking at the monthly, it's like this has time to play out before this red dot confirms. You don't want to be in like the middle of the month speculating about how a monthly candle is going to close. Give it like the last week of the month. That's when you can kind of guess what's going to happen, Lolo says, CryptoFace taught me to get in and out, not hodl. You both are sweet and special. Aw, well, if CryptoFace is watching, maybe he is watching silently. But we appreciate you. We appreciate the compliments. And yeah, it's like you wanna get in, you wanna get your money and get out, especially in these markets, especially with this choppy kind of range that we're in. Where it's not really much of a momentum play like we love to see in crypto. It is more range bound, is more settling down, up and down, so it's definitely the time to take your profits and scalp and day trade and not be too attached. Dave Hagen says, woo, that money flow on the daily does not look favorable for any upside action sticking around. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, man, the money flow, look at the money pouring out. The RSI's aiming down. The yellow oscillator crossed 0. And the blue waves, they did aim up for just a second. Now they aim down. I mean, look what happened here is you got a bullish engulfing wick, which gave us the bulls a little bit of hope, and then you get a bearish engulfing wick after. So in general with your analysis, guys, you may see a powerful wick, right? Like a very convincing wick. But if it doesn't have follow through, then that wick gets invalidated. So like after this engulfing, it's not really an engulfing, until you see another green candle after it, right? And then once you get the green candle after that big engulfing right there, then you could really be bullish, right? But you know, you see we get this really bad bearish engulfing, so obviously that green engulfing was a fraud, you know, and now it's up to this red engulfing. If we can get another red candle after this red engulfing candle, that would be bearish, right? That would be a bearish daily close. And so the bulls really do need to bring this up substantially, or else we get put in this bearish mode as evidenced by the daily oscillators. We got the agreement between the price and the oscillator. Yeah, and I am NickCipher right now. I'm not NickCipher, but NickCipher hasn't really put out a bullish thumbnail. I haven't gotten anyone's hopes up in weeks, man. You know, I'm wearing all orange, and I got my beamer wrapped, and you know, outwardly shilling. I've been telling people at the coffee shops to buy Bitcoin so that you guys can get some exit liquidity. I'm like looking out for you guys, but when I come on the stream, the people who got my back, I got your back, man. You know, things haven't been looking so hot up in here, man. Just doing my job for the space. Anthony T says, what do the charts have to say about the coronal mass ejections hitting the earth? Dude, I wish I could chart that, dude, but I believe that you know, what we want to look at actually is capitaltrades.com. Are our senators long on any like cybersecurity stocks? Because maybe we are going to get solar flared or some shit. It's really just like the Chinese or something, and like they gotta hide us from crypto guy on the internet. What's the ticker for Palo Alto, bro? What's the ticker for Palo Alto? This is how we're gonna figure out, bro, if we're gonna get solar radiated up in here, man. What's the ticker for Palo Alto? Get me the ticker on that, brethren, and we're gonna see about these coronal mass ejections. PANW. Oh my god, it's pumping. We're gonna get wrecked. No, I'm just kidding. Well, who knows? I mean, let's take a look here. Jeez, look at that gap. Look at that. Oh my gosh, man, if that gap fills, that's a 20% move. I bet Nancy Pelosi's long on this shit. Let's see here. Damn, look at this thing pumping. So, oh, see, look, see? We're gonna get EMP'd, okay? Make sure your crypto, look. I'm not, like, this is the greatest question ever, by the way, man. You really asked the question, is are we all screwed from a solar mass ejection? I think that you guys better start. You think you have more time to learn how to be like Jason Casper and get some chickens and live off on a farm? You think that you can just watch Jason Casper and not be Jason Casper, and you think that's okay? Like, we're all gonna have to learn real quick how to raise some chickens and have Bitcoin without a computer. Like, get your safe words, get your ledgers ready to go, get your cryptos off your computer and shit, because we're about to get fried, bro. Look at this shit. The 3-month quarterly standpoint, this is very like, actually we're getting a red dot. The yellow oscillator's crossing down. But man, oh man, is that some, look at the 2 weeks getting saved here. It looks like a little green dot with the yellow oscillator crossing up. Yee, the big gap right there to fill. I'm actually kind of bullish on Palo Alto and coronal mass ejections. Alex O'Crypto, thanks for joining the chat, man. Good to talk to you. Patrick Tobin says, when you trade, is it mechanical or more fluid in your decision, and do you take your time before pulling the trigger? Definitely more fluid. But I do have a good sense of like the various levels of confirmations. Like there's kind of, even though leading lagging is like not really the right words to use, you see a kind of like step-by-step kind of order to the confirmations, which I like to use the Cipher SR VWAP, as you guys know, the white line on SR. But you'll see, you know, you get, like, let's take this short here, for instance, right? You have the anchor. That's like the most leading first sign of something. You know, you get that anchor, and then the blue wave crosses past the 60 line, and you see that initial surge of bullish strength wane. You know, and so that's your sign that you want to start looking for some bearish divergence. Is that the trade? It may be, but you may have to wait a long time for a short from this point to play out, right? And so if you wait for the trigger wave, which is a part of that basic strategy that CryptoFace has been talking about for 5 freaking years, you know, you wait for a trigger wave either here or here, and if you enter here, these are much more smaller duration, higher win rate short trades. And then the final indication that you want to look for is that the close is underneath the intraday VWAP, the white SR line here. When you see like a big freaking like break of structure, like momentum wick to the downside and shit, like this is, I mean, that's all she wrote, man. That's all she wrote. So there is a kind of mechanical approach. Like first you wait for the anchor wave, then you wait for the trigger, and then you let the intraday VWAP, that volume weighted average price, guide you into that final move. And you could technically flow into a short trade at any one of these points, right? But or you could wait for all of those confirmations and then take the trade. And it just depends how confident you are in that play, the kind of duration that you're willing to enter. You know, obviously, like if this is happening in the middle of the night, you can't catch that move, but you may have already been in a short from earlier in the day, maybe. So yeah. But anchor, trigger, and then the intraday VWAP, those are the 3 things that I look at. I love to pair them with some sort of macro, some sort of key level. Like if you you know, draw a fib, like see how this short here was pretty much like we're approaching the golden retracement level, and you see that bear div. And so when you can pair the anchor, trigger, and VWAP action with a key level, such as a Fibonacci or a basic trend support or resistance line, or an anchored VWAP like I show on my channel, that is going to be how you nail those big moves with super high win rate. So I guess to answer your question, sometimes it's a flow, sometimes it's mechanical. It depends when I sit down at the chart and like what I see at that moment. Sometimes, you know, you'll get lucky and you'll sit down at the computer and all these confirmations have already happened. And then other times, such as like what's currently happening here on the 15-minute, you see that we've gotten the anchor, right? But we're kind of still waiting for a convincing trigger. You know, we're waiting for this red money flow to round up. We're waiting for, you know, to see what the next blue wave is going to do. And we're waiting for the price for this daily price action. We just got a daily reset, right? So it's kind of speculative what happens in this next daily candle going into tomorrow. And so I want to, you know, let the day play out a bit. You know, if we start getting like some convincing bounces off the VWAP and a nice like trigger wave and a yellow oscillator crossing up, then that's a mechanical long entry. So yeah, that's pretty much my approach to scalping and even swinging. That's just like how I get into the market, honestly. And the scalps and swings has to do with like the overall environment. Let's see. Right guy is that kind of a fly guy. I like the name, man. He says, FG, why is there a green dot on the very bottom of MC at times, but never a red dot at the top? And what does the extra green dot mean? So the extra green dot, as far as I know, is like a culmination of a bunch of bullish signals firing at once. You know, it's proprietary, so it's not like I don't even know exactly what goes into the formation of these dots. Only CF knows. Like he doesn't even want me to know. But you know, it could be a combination of these indicators, But it's just a momentum. It's called the momentum green dot. So it is a market bottom. It's not the market bottom. And it's useful in uptrends. It's useful in downtrends as well, because if you're short and you start seeing these, it's time to start either reducing your position or whatever. But we only have them on one side because like, since Market Cipher was created for crypto, which is like an up only momentum driven asset, this would be a very sporadic, autistic indicator if there was like red dots on both sides. So it is a long favored type of thing, and it's specific to long only strategies. And so I wish I had a more, you know, like straightforward scientific answer for you as to what the green dots are, but it is proprietary, so that helps it not be copied, helps the indicator not be copied, and yeah. Having good trend bias, you know, a good way to filter out whether should I trust this momentum green dot or should I not. You could always pull up DBSI, and you know, you use this 200 EMA on DBSI, and with this you could filter out, like if you're in a red DBSI, you're in this downtrend, don't worry about green dots in a firm established downtrend, right? Only worry about them in an uptrend, and you'll see that they are much more rare. But when they do happen in an uptrend, see how this one like really does play out into a really good long scalp. That's because you got the DBSI having your back. So employ the bullish aspects of Market Cipher in uptrends, and employ the bearish aspects of Market Cipher in downtrends. You know, it's like a lot of these dots will fire off when you're just in this established downtrend. And you could definitely, like, you know, if you had, like, if you're a whale or a market maker, you know, you would want to buy into these levels and stuff, you know. But if you're a regular trader, you're likely not phasing in and out of markets like that wisely. You kind of have like distinct plays, you know. And so I would say, you know, if your DBSI line's green, then those green dots are fire, bro. But in like these bigger downtrends, you might be catching knives, and I would caution you to read those green dots with a grain of salt. DBSI is like the best trend bias that we have. I think it's like a simple. It's just well, it's not a simple. It's an EMA, but it's a 200 EMA, which does a really good job of letting you know. You know, it's a 200 candle average, right? And so that's going to do a really good job of letting you know, like, should I be looking at the tops of waves? Like, if you're in a red DBSI, like this stretch from here to here, and you look at the waves over the zero line, these are the banger shorts. These are the plays, right? If you short these moves, those are your plays. Whereas, you know, you come over into a green DBSI, and all of a sudden these little bullish hidden divs and the little nodules and waves down here start playing out better for you. Good questions so far, good questions. Let's see. OG Blockchain says, do I measure out my exits as far as time goes? You know, money flow is a really good way to measure your time duration of a trade. Like if you're looking at a money flow indication, draw a trend line from that money flow wave, and this will give you an indication of how long that short is going to play out. So like you're seeing these bearish anchor triggers, right? Well, this trade's going to play out until that trend line hits the zero line. And so you could see right at about here, it's telling you that this indication, the bearish anchor trigger from back here, pretty much played out, right? And so since the money flow wave is such a good leading indicator, and it's a bigger oscillator that spans longer along the x-axis CF and I have noticed that a really good way to gauge trade duration is to simply draw out the money flow wave, extend that money flow trend outward. And you'll hit the nail on the head with that in terms of your trade duration. And there's many reasons to exit a trade. You know, like you could hit a price target, but you could also just have a simple time duration. You know, there's different types of trading, different ways to exit a trade, but oftentimes time duration itself is a good way to exit a trade, like regardless of what the price is. When we hit this point right here, you know, or maybe like the last 30% of that, you know, treat it almost like a triangle breakout where like in the last 30%, you know, that's where you're looking for an exit. That's a good way to exit positions. OG Blockchain says that's what I'm trying to get great at. Yeah, man. That was a game changer for us, man. Money flow extensions, trend line extensions of the money flow. Rye Guy says, how come there isn't a red dot for marking a potential top? I did answer that already. I believe it's because, you know, crypto is an up-only momentum-driven asset. Bitcoin is a momentum up-only asset, and it's a part of a long strategy, the dot. So maybe my brother didn't want it to be so autistic that it's telling you to long and short all the time. I'm not really sure, man. I'm not really sure, but I'm willing to come on here live and take the abuse for Market Cipher. That's the best answer I got, man. JE says, is it true the stochastic are mislabeled? Keep seeing it said on the MC Discord. No, it's not mislabeled. It's just custom. It's smooth and it's adjusted and it's different than a regular RSI. These are custom RSIs that were created by CF and his engineer. So, you know, we teach our own rules with them. What I teach about these RSIs is that, first of all, with any oscillator, you've got overbought and oversold levels, right? And so, for me, overbought is 88. And I've backtested this on cryptos, and when both of the oscillators bearishly cross under 88, that is the confluence that you would want to see with other bearish signs, such as money flow decrease, blue wave trend divergence, yellow oscillator crossing down. You see right here, like when you get both these oscillators crossing bearish, that right there, that 88 level is like crucial. Now on the bullish side, the opposite of 88 would be 12, right? And so if you can see these points where both RSIs cross bullishly over 12, that plus confluence from other things is going to be very powerful. And so if we go on bigger time frames, you can really see the power of this. Like on the weekly, the RSIs alone were telling you that Bitcoin was turning bearish at around this point right here on the 8th of April. It was telling you things were getting bearish here too on the 8th of January. Now over here, you see just the RSI crossing below. But what I just told you is that I like to see both the RSIs crossing together. That's a stronger indication. So back here, you did see just the RSI was crossing below, and the Stokes hadn't caught up yet. And so a more surefire indication is going to be both of those RSIs, such as right here or right here. These really are the tops of the market when the RSI is crossed down. Being that they are an oscillator that gauges market strength, you see the loss of that strength, and you see follow through after that. And yeah, you don't just simply want to short when it's overbought, because it could remain up here for a very long time. It's the bearish cross that you're looking for on those RSIs. So 88, 12 levels, very strong. Another thing is that when the Stokes are green, that just means the RSI, the purple line, is on top of it. And when the Stokes are red, that means the RSI, the purple line, is below it. Now, when they're gaped, there's two kind of phases that the RSIs go into. these gaping phases where they're far apart from one another, and then the tightening phases where they're super close together, the price is going to be more explosive as they coil up. That's what me and my brother have noticed. So basically, it's just confluence, right? So if they're in disagreement, not really moving together, then it is what it is, right? But once they tighten up, you're getting the same indication from both of them, which makes it a more powerful indication. It's just confluence.
I don't want anything to do with you. Be off. You're drunk.
Man, I love DJ Smokey, man. He's my favorite. DJ Smokey Radio. All this stuff, man. Man, we're just coming. I don't want you guys to ask me any harder questions. These are perfect questions, man. You guys have been doing good so far. You haven't stumped me yet. Nightshade says these MC Q&As go hard. I wish you were doing this years ago when I was getting into it. This stuff is hella good info. Yeah, man. You know, there was a point in FG's life where like the thought of going live was like bizarre. And that was not that long ago. Like the first time I went live on YouTube, the stream was all messed up and I was nervous, man. And yet now here I am like every weekday doing this stuff, and it feels supernatural. And you guys have been more than friendly, man. I have like my own little army, my own little community now. And I feel fearless, man. So if anyone's thinking about getting into YouTubing or anything that you see me doing, I wasn't doing like a year and a half ago, you know? So it's like, let me be a testament that anyone can do this shit, you know? Clate the Great, Maine, good to see you in, bro. Hoot Hoot, what's up, Maine? Good to see you. D. Francis, James Bond, and Market Cipher for the win. Yeah, dude, I'm killing it tonight, man. I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm feeling suave. Got my Rolex on. Got my Market Cipher coffee mug. Now, hopefully the webcam doesn't fall on the floor and you don't see my underwear. That's the only concern. That's my only weakness right now. Cypher says, are we able to create bots using MC? If you can create bots using the alert system with MC, more power to you, man. But as far as monetizing it, I wouldn't monetize it. I would keep it to yourself. Out of respect for the code and yeah. What are your input numbers on Market Cipher B? Clate says, I don't change Market Cipher B. But you know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll change these trigger levels to the what I like to look on for the RSI. So I'll change these triggers so that they're RSI. They're basically, I use them as the overbought and oversold lines for my RSIs. And I mean, check this shit out, man. Like if you look at when the RSIs both crossed over 12, that was down here, and when they both crossed under 88, that was here and here. So man, it does a really good job. The RSIs alone do a good job on these big time frames of getting you like the best moments, you know. Like back here, your daily RSIs were getting those up crosses. And so you're thinking, dang, we're in a macro kind of like looking to buy bottom phase of Bitcoin, right? And then now that we're on the other side, you know, you start seeing, okay, we're in more of a toppy kind of sell into the buyers kind of area when you're at these levels here, right? All these little levels here. Not that these last forever, just like how down here, like it was giving you some long signals that only worked out temporarily, right? But eventually one of those was the banger. You can see where things are going in the long run. Phil Zen says, love to see the evolution here, looking good and shining, great lighting too. Yeah, I got a man, if you want to get on YouTube, I just blinded myself, but I have like a big light to the left that makes the lighting better. YY says, bro, what stock screener website? That's not really NickCipher related, man. But maybe in the chats people could name some good stock screener sites. But yeah. It's your world just passing through, so just tapping in, showing some love, keep doing your thing. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for joining the live. Just here answering questions for MC, taking the abuse. Awareness says top 3 lessons you tell your younger self. Oh man, I would say dump her, bro, right away. That's what I would say. I would say, man, dump that chick. Go to the gym, and like have some gratitude for all these people that like are using your software and like believe in you guys. You know, like I was just so clouded, bro. Like so thinking I was like on the top. And also I would say like don't stop looking at the charts, right? I've had periods where like I had given up, or not given up, but like walked away from charting. And now I'm here looking at the charts every day, like 20 million times a day, and I love it, you know? But yeah, I would say cut all distractions. Your physical body is always at the top of all priorities, like every day. For your own family's sake. It's not even for your ego, it's like for your family, your future family and your current family. Like you have to be strong, you know, and you have to look good for like the public so that you like people listen to what you say, you know. So yeah, don't be like lying or cheating or having bad people in your life. Like just cut out all the distractions. And if you have these relationships that are like ongoing and bad, you're eventually like, it's like holding this coffee mug. Like if I'm holding this weight in my hand, eventually it'll tire me out, right? Like it's a small weight. It's like every day I put up with the weight of holding a coffee mug in my hand. But after enough years of doing this, unless you're that one guy in India who's like always holding his hand up because he worships Shiva and he like never put it down, he is the only exception to that rule. Everyone else on earth, if you're carrying these little burdens around in here in your heart, like those things will weigh down on you and wear you down and chip away at you until there's literally nothing left. So, you know, being on the other side of that, like, you know, it feels so good to feel so weightless and so pure and so like free of the darkness, you know. And you guys have seen my light, you know, and when you find a pure point in your life like that, your light will expose other people that are still in their gulag, but in a good way, you know. Sometimes it's good to be exposed, and it's like you lift open a rock and like a bunch of bugs start scattering, you know. It's like you guys shouldn't have been in there in the first place. Trader Geo, good to have you in, brother. Good, much love, man. He says strong body, strong mind, discipline in the gym, discipline in the charts. Man, I'd say like take it a step further. You don't even need a gym, bro. Like, just literally right now, let's just do 20 push-ups right now, man. I'll do 20 push-ups with you guys right now. All you need is the ground right in front of you. You don't need a gym membership, bro. You just need the shit in here. Like, you just need that shit in your head telling you like you gotta have that vision of where you need to go. Where are you going in your life? Do you really want it or not? Like, I wake up every day thinking like, where am I gonna do my push-ups? Like, I gotta do these freaking push-ups, you know? You gotta just be a goblin, bro. Geo just FaceTimed me. He like fat fingered. Yeah. We didn't even film those push-ups, man. Those were some free. I gave the blockchain some free push-ups. I won't count those in tomorrow's count. That was just for you guys. That wasn't for Bitcoin. Oh, Alex, so Crypto, you're back, man. I knew you'd come crawling back, bro. Nick says doesn't do push-ups. He's so strong. He does world downs. Ayy. That's so nice. Yo, I'll be right back in like 1 minute here. Let me just get some water. Catch my breath. I want to see some like actual questions too when I come back. I'm done spieling. You guys got to ask me some MC questions. Oh, I wasn't even saying anything, guys, but Phil Zen says, bro, is the DBSI an easy, simple version of footprint charts? No, dude. DBSI is a custom script. It's like 34 different oscillators and indicators that go into these numbers. So it's scoring like how many of those indications are firing off for you in both directions. I don't think it has anything to do with footprints. Read my lips. I don't care if I'm muted. Read my lips. Patrick Tobin says, were there times when you back tested ideas that didn't work and thought were important to keep in mind? Yeah, man. You know, sometimes things don't work out, right? I could try to find like an example. One thing that I've had to learn how to temper my expectations on is the immediate results of like green dots. Let me see if I can find a period. Something that there have just been points where like I'll be looking at you know, some green dots, like you'll see a green dot confirm, you know, on these momentum waves. And so that confirms. If you wait for that to confirm, look at that on the chart. That was the top of a 12-hour small downtrend there. And so, you know, this green dot ended up not really playing out. It was a green dot generated by this big candle, but by the time that green dot confirmed, the move was over. And so a lot of times these dots, you actually want to like front run them as soon as they appear, you know, on the candle that's printing them, at least on this 12-hour time frame. But either way, I've learned to like kind of temper my expectations on the immediate results of some of these green dots. Like even in an uptrend, like see how this is an overall uptrend, and yet these green dots, oftentimes they have major drawdown and then they follow upwards, you know. So you'll get the green dot, and then you'll get drawdown, and then it goes up. So watch what happens after a green dot forms, you know what I'm saying? And I'd say as long as that candle level holds, then it could be good for more follow through. But beware of the drawdown of little green dots on the blue waves. Patrick Tobin. Rob Good says, what's the lowest time frame you would use MC with? Dude, I would use MC on the second chart, man. It's great on all time frames, big and small, as long as you've got data. I mean, these second time frames, like, check it out. Like, you come up here and like you get a bear div, boom, you know. You get a little bull div, boom. Even in a downtrend, like where the DBSI is red, you still like the bull divs still play out. Look at this. So here you get a hidden bearish div. So the waves start trending up on you, right here, and yet look, you're at like a way lower point in price, despite the waves getting way overextended. And so you short right there, right? When you fall back under the DBSI, you take a short and you can continue down. So even on the 5-second chart, if you're good enough at reading standard and hidden bullish and bearish divergences, you're catching scalps, bro. So yeah, like as small as you can get without getting weaponized autism. Awareness says, do I think market ciphers adding up to a sell and may walk away? I heard you said mixed signals, but I think we're looking pretty weak for real, for real. Big time frames don't have our back, man. Like, it's pretty tough to tell someone to buy long Bitcoin unless I'm at the coffee shop and it's people that I'm never going to see again and I'm trying to get farm exit liquidity for my community. You know, like at that point I would tell people to buy Bitcoin. But I have not posted a bullish like stream thumbnail in weeks. Like ever since we had a bad Q2 with my anchored VWAPs, that coincided with a lot of bearish signs, like our monthly not looking so hot if we close the month at this level. The 2-week, you want me to use more extreme language? Like I have to use this muted language, not looking so hot. You want me to say like, it's all going to shit, man? Like what gets the point across that every big time frame does not have your back right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be responsible here and not be like overly emotional for you guys, you know. But you know, these indications, like it's all just cards that are stacking up, right? And so it's hard for the bulls to build a case at the time being, because do they have weekly backup? No, not yet. Do they have 2-week backup? No. Is the monthly backing them up? No. So yeah, it's gonna take like a literal Jesus pump. Like Jesus himself needs to come in and buy some Bitcoin and change all these bearish cards. And what's the point in hoping and wishing for that to happen? You know, you got to plan for things, for the trend. The trend is your friend, right? You know, if you place a volume weighted anchor on the start of this quarter, that anchor was the place to be shorting at this whole time. And so that's pretty much the environment we're in. We're slammed between, you know, the Q1 anchor, and then also the year to date is our last chance for like a bullish year. We need to hold this level. So given that we are stacked, you know, squished between these two warring sentiments, you know, the idea of Bitcoin having a great year and Bitcoin having a shitty quarter, that's two conflicting signs. And so, you know, to me, longs and shorts within this range are pretty evenly stacked against each other. You pretty much just want to trade the range, right? But that I've tweeted before that I'm bearish under 59, and I'm bullish over 65. I'm kind of in that, you know, momentum kind of mindset where, yeah, if we break a certain level, if we break the placenta, this is really dangerous to have both a quarterly sentiment and a year-to-date sentiment above overhead. That's a lot of bearish volume bearing down on the market. But if we can get over, then all of a sudden we have both those sentiments pushing us up. So, you know, I'm just in favor of there's a looming momentum play brooding in the market, and every day is honestly going to be a flop and grope fest until something like that happens. But yeah, I mean, these anchors are quite sideways, evidence of a consolidation, a sideways market. It's only in an upsloping, you know, an upsloping EMA, like see how the EMA is upsloping over here, your anchored VWAP is upsloping. In an upsloped trend bias, you get more momentum price action, right? But when an EMA is flattened out, like our DBSI is like getting flat, the anchors are getting flat, what you see is flat price action until something happens, and then you start seeing that the curvature, you start seeing the DBSI either curving up or curving down, and whichever way that these lines decide to start curving, that's where the momentum's going to go, and it's going to go hard. Mark333 Shark says, what do you think about the monthly on Total 3? What's Total 3? I mean, I have this crypto market cap total chart, but is there a is this the chart that you're thinking? Total 3, this sticker right here? You know, it looks like potential anchor trigger, potential banging our head on that 60 line, not getting above the 60 line, which would give us that runaway train, like momentum play on crypto as an asset class. Yellow oscillator looking to cross down. Not looking too hot, man. Not looking good. You know, if there was just one other thing, if one of these oscillators was aiming bullish along with that green money flow, I would be thinking, you know, maybe there's a counter case to the bearish case here. Like if the yellow oscillator in a couple months came down and then all of a sudden like had a little bullish cross, like it's like, okay, you know, maybe this blue wave's not done yet or something. But yeah, I mean, it's right now it looks like anchor trigger. You know, being in a green money flow wave lets me think that you know, crypto is overall bullish, but that momentum wise, oscillator wise, it's aiming down directionally. It's aiming down. You know, like there's plenty of bullish overall scenarios that happen while like you can get large corrections in a bullish scenario, like a cup and handle. The cup and handle is like the most textbook macro continuation pattern, right? Like you go up, you cup, you handle, and then you go up again, you know? And so things like that can happen. It would be kind of similar to what happened back here. Like in 2018, we had this like little mini bull run, and I remember that like people thought that was the next bull run, right? But then we got COVID, the COVID black swan. But the reward for dealing with that the little extra bear market was a massive trampoline springboard for some real true market glory. We got market nirvana as payoff for dealing with a second bear market. And so yeah, to put up with a second little mini bear market going into 2025 would be good overall for anyone who can make it to that point. Anyone who can hold their breath in the icy cold Titanic waters for that long. Like, the gains will be biblical, bro. You know, it's like you'll be like basically walking through the desert on the way to the promised land, and like, you know, many of the people will be bitten by snakes and die, or get killed by robbers and thieves, or die of illness on the way. But like, to those who make it to the promised land, like, bounty and peace and joy awaits them, you know. If it follows through, looks like big pain for alts. Oh yeah, man, dude, I've been telling people drop of truth in a sea of lies like all year, man. Been a Bitcoin guy. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, the RSIs are still rising. They're tight and they're rising, and definitely, like, you know, the blue wave's a little bit topped out at the 60 line, but it does look like BTC dominance wants to eventually get up to the golden retrace at 60%. Not sure on that though. Not sure on that, to be honest. A little bit of hidden bear div, you know, where we create this much lower high, and the oscillator does seem tired out. It's hard to say, man, but that's where I'm at with Bitcoin dominance. It's a little hard to say. It sucks we have this conflicting red dot. If this suddenly does turn though, and this goes over the plus 60 line, and those RSIs continue to rise, and our yellow oscillator chops back up, because this is very choppy. It seems to me like we're susceptible to this chop just chopping back up to the upside, in which case BTC dominance could surge, and you would see an altcoin purge with the surge. ETH BTC has not been performing well at all. ETH BTC is just in the doldrums, performing terribly from a quarterly standpoint. Below the 60 line, you wouldn't even think to swap some Bitcoin for ETH until at least reclaiming the negative 60 on this monthly chart. You know, this is runaway train to the downside on ETH, so who knows how much lower ETH BTC has to go before things change. Literal knife catching on the second biggest crypto. Mickey says, I mean, we are not in the game, institutions are. It's different this time, especially rich boomers, when they hear economy is not doing right and they invested in BTC, it's profit time. You know, we're definitely seeing an institutional pump on Bitcoin. Like, regular people, it's a mixture of them not having money, and I mean, regular people aren't looking at log scale like we are. They're looking at their regular chart, and what the regular chart looks like on Bitcoin is this. Like, this is what Bitcoin did. Like, imagine you buy Bitcoin at the top and it does this, you know? So the fact that it comes back up again, it's like, I would be very skeptical of this shit, thinking, you know, maybe this has to, like, the common man is thinking this has to come all the way back down to that linear trend, and this is all another big institutional pump and dump scam. And another thing is, maybe, you know, maybe they want to get some Bitcoin, but everybody's telling them that there's no gains left in Bitcoin. Like, oh, maybe Bitcoin does go to 100K, but that's not even a 2x. But if Bitcoin goes to 0, you lose all your money. So it's like, why would you risk everything for not even a 2x? And so I wouldn't necessarily call these people dumb. Maybe they're just being smart in their own way, you know, gauging like the risk reward of, like, you know, what buying Bitcoin even means at this point in history, you know? You know what I think is, like, fuck 100K, Bitcoin to 420, bro. Like, man, I should just do 420 push-ups until Bitcoin hits 420K. Because I'm getting tired of 100K, man. 100K is nothing, bro. 100K ain't shit, bro. That's not even a 2x from where we're at. There's no money in 100K, on a 100K pump. OG Blockchain says regular people don't look at the chart, they look at price. Yeah, you're right. They're just looking at their little Coinbase app thinking, oh, screw this shit, you know? But those who do look at charts are looking at regular, you know. Not many folks like go on the BLX chart lifetime and analyze the lifetime parabolic trend and pi cycle indicators and all the fancy, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking at all that stuff. The on-chain analytics. Mark says ETH BTC looks rough. Think many people are praying for it to bottom. Yeah, you can pray for it to bottom, but yeah, it's like, why would you do the institutional dirty work of saving Ethereum when you can just simply wait while it's having a good quarter, either whether it's this quarter or next quarter, wait for ETH to like start having a good quarter before you put your money into it. Like this entire asset class is based around putting your money in when shit's pumping, you know? And so yeah, it's ETH currently is the Titanic ship. It's a tomb. But if it just came up a little bit, if ETH came up to like past these anchors, all of a sudden it's looking like a lifeboat. Yeah. Any last questions about MC that you guys want to ask old FG before I bounce? I'm getting a little hot in the suit, man. A little hot in the suit. Ain't going out, man. I wish I had two chickies under my arms right now, man. Might have to go back to Orlando. Mickey says, I think we will get some kind of lock in the system. Something will break, then the Fed will come and put 20 trillion stimulus. It will be sometime after. Then we will see a banana to the upside. Talk about a banana republic if we get that shit, man. We'll see it when we see it. Awesome. Well, man, this was a fun stream. This was a good stream. Good tunes. Had all my people in here. It's good to have all my people in here. Clayt the Great says learn more about SR. If you want to learn about SR, join my VIP, bro. Click the link in the description of this like stream. Shoot me an email, bro, and I'll do a phone call with you for 2 hours, man. If you give me $500, I'll go on a phone call with you for 2 hours. I'll teach you everything I know about the VWAP and that SR strategy, and I'll get you in my little VIP that I got. But there's also tutorials on SR on the website and everything too. So, but yeah, man, I'm the MCSR god. I actually have like 12 videos that if you join my VIP, you get the phone call, but you also get like 12 videos on VWAP. But also, if you don't want to do that, just get this book by Brian Shannon called The Anchored VWAP Tool, the perfect combination of price, time, and volume. And this is going to give you the fundamental basis of by which MCSR was created upon, that volume weighted average price indicator. And you'll get caught up to me, bro. I ain't nothing special. I'm just a dude in his bedroom. I'm a bedroom trader, bro. So like, just read up on VWAP, and like, that's all SR is, bro. But man, you guys are awesome. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for supporting me. And thanks for being a part of the MC fam, man. What other indicator do you know has so many like cool people that are winning, using it, talking about it every day, inspired to not only to trade, but to just take on life, you know? So, yeah, God bless you guys, and I'll catch you next Monday, man. This was a solid week. MC for life, let's go.